Plan B with Sarina Bellissimo. The biggest stars, gossip, events, and the biggest tunes. Plan B, your weekend fix.
We're used to seeing our next guest making us laugh in Nickelodeon comedies alongside the likes of Arianna Grande. Well, her next role couldn't be further away from her time on Nickelodeon. She's made the leap to Netflix in a thriller which sees people dying all around her. It's Jenette McCurdy. Jenette, welcome to Plan B.
Thank you, Sarina.
Wow, what a different series, people dying all around you. When you were presented,
So
with
dramatic.
this, yeah, were you not freaking out? Shows like this freak me out.
Yeah, they freak me out too, but I'm a big fan of dramas where it's like a survivalist thriller where there's, where there are people dying and things like that, because I feel like it's a good, it's like mysterious and a good way for you to be invested as an audience member.
Yeah. So what is going on in between?
It's like there's a small town. There are 10 main characters. The small town's put into quarantine after a disease outbreak. And then the only people who are left alive are under 22. So all these, fairly young people have to figure out where the disease came from, how to live day to day, and hopefully how to get themselves out of this quarantine.
One of the toughest transitions in life is going from kid to adult, right? But I think it's so...
Sure.
It's so much harder, though, when you're doing it in your career and everyone's watching you. You seem to have seamlessly made that transition from successful child actor to successful adult actor. How have you found that? Has it been difficult?
That's a good question. I feel like to transition from child actor to adult actor, or even just a career where for whatever reason it seems that you've done something as a kid, there's this idea that you need to break everything about what you've done before, or I feel completely change everything about yourself, because now you're an adult and you need to show people that you're an adult. So I feel like the thing that I wanted to do most was to not shed my old self, because that's me, and to not let go of those things that have made me for a long time, but just to show that I've grown up in a real way, in an authentic way, and just by taking part in projects that seemed like natural fits, because I think naturally, since I was older, the things that I'd be involved in would be older.
Growing up on set, what was that like?
Going through puberty on set was maybe not the most fun.
Yeah.
That's for sure. There were some days when I definitely did not want to be on camera. I'd be like, wow, I was hormonal and why is this happening? But the good thing is working on iCarly, all of us were best friends, and Miranda Cosgrove is still my best friend and the most wonderful person I've ever met. So I think it was awesome to be able to be around her and to not feel. It felt like at the end of the day, it didn't matter what was happening, on camera, or what the scenes were, whether I was, 15 or 14 or 19 or whatever I was going through at that time. I know that I always had a friend, and that made it so much easier.
How did you find your time on Sam and Cat? Because what was reported in the papers was one thing, and I'm sure what was actually happening was a totally different thing. You were co-starring alongside Ariana Grande.
Yes.
Yeah. So what was the truth?
Well, we shot the show for about, I guess, a year and a half, and it was we were both older than, I guess, typically when you start Nickelodeon shows. We were I think 19, and we did it till we were 20.
Yeah.
But we had a lot of fun. Our cast was great. I mean, we all got along great.
And do you guys still keep in contact, yourself and Ariana?
We do. Yeah, we hung out last week, 6 days ago, I think. We do this thing. She's the only friend that I do this with, so it's kind of a thing unique to us, and it's very fun. But we drive around late at night and go to grocery stores or pharmacies.
Yeah.
I mean, literally, we'll go from store to store to store and then just kind of roam the aisles aimlessly.
Why?
we probably look like two crazy freaks. I don't know. I think it's just kind of calming for us. I know that for me, I spent a lot of time in grocery stores in my childhood, and I feel like Ariana did the same thing. She grew up in Florida. So I don't know, I guess there's something that we're maybe attaching to our childhoods and just trying to find calm in the storm. I have no idea.
Okay, so next time I'm feeling a bit stressed, Jenette, I'm going to probably make my way to a pharmacy or to a supermarket and see if that calms me down.
Sarina, I think you should. I think maybe take a gander around the bakery, see what's going on with the cream puffs, and then make your way out once you get a dozen of those.
Yeah. How do you handle at such a young age, and even as you said, going through puberty in the public eye is one thing, but then having to deal with stories about yourself in the paper, and I'm sure, look, we all do it. I'm sure you Googled yourself as well.
Yeah.
How do you handle the lies? How do you handle the negative comments?
I feel like, at times the internet can be just like a big clamor of people trying to be more vocal because it seems that being vocal is what garners you the most attention, but I don't think that's it at all. I think that the internet's a really a cool way for you to find your own unique voice and a unique perspective and to expose yourself to more information than you might have otherwise. But this, when there are people who are negative who'll be like, oh, bleep, 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 I hate you. Like, that's, why are you doing that? Like, go read up on dolphins or like something, just anything else.
Go take a walk down a supermarket aisle. You'll feel calmer.
Yeah, exactly.
Jenette,
exactly. Eat your cream puffs, kid.
Jenette, bringing it back to Between, you've filmed 6 episodes. Will it be coming back for a second series?
I haven't heard Sarina, but I certainly hope so. It was a lot of fun. We shot it for 3 months in Toronto, and it was great, and it'd be fun to do more.
Well, we'll watch your space. In the meantime, we can catch it on Netflix. Jenette, it's been a pleasure chatting to you.
Thank you, Sarina. It was really fun.
Okay. Plan B with Sarina Bellissimo. Your weekend fix.
Number one for music and entertainment.
Spin 103.8.